California, a land of dreams, sunshine, and opportunity. Known for its stunning beaches, vibrant cities, and lush vineyards, California has long been a symbol of prosperity and hope. Yet, with each passing year, a terrifying reality casts a long shadow over the Golden State. The skies, once clear and blue, are now often shrouded in dark clouds and thick smoke. Wildfires, once a seasonal occurrence, have become a relentless force, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. These fires rage with an intensity that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, consuming everything in their path. Homes reduced to ashes, families displaced, and landscapes forever scarred, the fiery wrath spares no one. Entire neighborhoods are turned into ghost towns with only charred remains to tell the tale of what once was. The air, thick with smoke and the stench of burnt memories, carries the cries of those who have lost everything. The once fresh and invigorating California air is now a toxic haze, forcing residents to wear masks just to breathe. The familiar warmth of the sun is replaced by an ominous orange glow, a constant reminder of the inferno raging across the horizon. The sun, once a symbol of life and energy, now hides behind a veil of smoke, casting an eerie light over the land. Fear and uncertainty grip the hearts of millions, as the very ground beneath their feet seems to tremble with the fury of the flames. Evacuations become a race against time, with families grabbing whatever they can carry and fleeing for their lives. The stories that emerge from the ashes are heartbreaking. Each burnt tree and charred landscape tells a story of loss and destruction, of a once thriving ecosystem now reduced to cinders. Tales of narrow escapes, of desperate attempts to salvage precious belongings, and of the profound sense of loss that follows in the wake of such destruction. Survivors recount their harrowing experiences, their voices filled with emotion as they remember the moments of terror and the struggle to survive. These fires are not mere natural disasters, they are life-altering events that leave an indelible mark on the souls of those who experience them. Communities are left to pick up the pieces, mourning the loss of homes, memories, and loved ones. But even in the darkest of times, hope flickers. Amidst the ashes, new life begins to sprout, a testament to nature's resilience and the enduring spirit of those who call California home. Amidst the ruins, there is an indomitable spirit, a determination to rebuild and reclaim what was lost. Volunteers come together, clearing debris and laying the foundations for new homes, while children play amidst the reconstruction, a symbol of hope and renewal. It is in these moments of profound adversity that the true character of a community is revealed, its resilience, its compassion, and its unwavering belief in the promise of a brighter tomorrow. The people of California, united by their shared experiences, stand together, ready to face whatever challenges the future may hold, with hope in their hearts and strength in their souls. While the fires rage indiscriminately, their impact is far from equal. The flames do not discriminate, but the aftermath reveals a stark contrast in how different communities are affected and how they recover. The stark reality is that disasters, both natural and man-made, expose the deep-seated inequalities that exist within our society. These events act as a magnifying glass, bringing to light the disparities that often go unnoticed in everyday life. For some, the loss of a home is a tragedy, but one that can be overcome with the support of insurance policies and financial resources. These individuals have the means to rebuild, to start anew, and to move forward with their lives. For others, it is a catastrophic event from which recovery seems impossible. The emotional and financial toll can be overwhelming, leaving families in a state of despair and uncertainty. In affluent communities, the recovery process, while painful, is often swift and efficient. These areas benefit from well-funded emergency services, robust insurance coverage, and a network of support that facilitates a quicker return to normalcy. Resources are readily available, insurance claims are expedited, and rebuilding efforts begin almost immediately. The infrastructure in these communities is designed to withstand and recover from such events, minimizing long-term disruption. The scars of the fire may linger, but the community is able to rebuild, often emerging stronger and more resilient than before. The new structures are often better equipped to handle future disasters, reflecting a cycle of continuous improvement. However, for low-income communities and marginalized groups, the story is vastly different. These communities often lack the resources and support systems necessary to recover effectively. The fires lay bare the systemic inequities that permeate every aspect of their lives. The lack of adequate infrastructure, emergency services, and financial safety nets leaves these communities particularly vulnerable. Limited access to resources, inadequate insurance coverage, and the lack of affordable housing options create insurmountable challenges in the face of such devastation. The bureaucratic hurdles can be daunting, delaying recovery efforts and prolonging suffering. For these communities, the fires are not just a physical disaster but a social and economic catastrophe. The impact is felt not just in the loss of homes but in the disruption of lives, livelihoods, and the very fabric of the community. They are left to navigate a complex and often overwhelming system, struggling to access basic necessities, secure safe and affordable housing, and rebuild their lives from the ground up. The road to recovery is long and fraught with obstacles. The fires expose the fragility of their existence, highlighting the urgent need for greater social equity and a more just and compassionate response to disaster. It is a call to action for society to address these deep-rooted issues and to ensure that all communities have the support they need to recover and thrive. Amidst the charred remnants of homes and dreams, the landscape tells a story of devastation and loss. It's easy to succumb to despair when faced with such overwhelming destruction. The sorrow etched on the faces of those affected is a testament to the deep emotional impact. The magnitude of loss can feel insurmountable, leaving a void that seems impossible to fill. The once vibrant landscapes now stand as silent witnesses to the fury of nature. Yet it is precisely in these moments of profound suffering that the human spirit seeks solace and understanding beyond the material realm. People turn to nature, to spirituality, and to each other for comfort and hope. Spiritual teachings offer a different lens through which to view such tragedies. They provide a sense of perspective that transcends the immediate pain and loss. They remind us that while the physical world is transient and ever-changing, our souls are eternal and connected to a greater purpose. This eternal connection offers a sense of peace and continuity. This perspective doesn't diminish the pain of loss, but it does offer a framework for finding meaning and hope amidst the ashes. The sight of new growth emerging from the charred ground symbolizes resilience and renewal. When we look beyond the immediate devastation, we begin to see the fire's transformative power. The cycle of destruction and rebirth is a natural part of the world's rhythm. Just as wildfires clear away deadwood and underbrush, making way for new growth, so too can tragedy clear away the debris of our lives, creating space for renewal and transformation. This process, though painful, is essential for growth. The new plants that sprout from the ashes are a testament to nature's resilience. Similarly, our own capacity for renewal and transformation is boundless, even in the face of great adversity. This is not to say that we should welcome suffering or minimize its impact. The pain and loss are real and significant, and they deserve to be acknowledged and mourned. Rather, it is about recognizing that even in the darkest of times there is an opportunity for spiritual growth and awakening. Through reflection and contemplation, we can find a deeper understanding of our place in the world. By embracing this perspective, we can begin to heal, to find meaning in our experiences, and to emerge from the ashes stronger and more connected to our true purpose. The journey of recovery is long, but it is also a path to greater wisdom and compassion. Allan Kardec, the 19th century French educator and philosopher who codified Spiritism, offers profound insights into the nature of suffering and the spiritual purpose of life's challenges. According to Kardec, our souls choose to incarnate on earth to learn, evolve, and progress towards greater spiritual enlightenment. From this perspective, tragedies, while painful, are not random acts of cruelty but rather opportunities for soul growth. They present us with challenges that force us to confront our fears, develop resilience, and cultivate compassion for ourselves and others. Kardec believed that suffering can be a powerful catalyst for spiritual awakening. It has the ability to shake us out of our complacency, prompting us to question our priorities, reevaluate our values, and connect with something greater than ourselves. He also emphasized the importance of reincarnation, suggesting that our souls carry the lessons learned from previous lifetimes into our present incarnation. This means that the challenges we face in this life may be connected to unresolved karma from the past, offering us an opportunity to learn, heal, and evolve. In the face of tragedy, Kardec's teachings encourage us to look beyond the surface and seek the deeper spiritual lessons embedded within our experiences. By embracing this perspective, we can transform suffering into a catalyst for growth, compassion, and ultimately, greater spiritual understanding.
In a dimension where the spiritual intertwines with the darkest humor, three luminaries of wisdom, Allan Kardec, Chico Xavier, and Wayne Dyer, gather in a celestial room, shrouded in a gloom that seems to reflect the duality of human existence. Their conversation revolves around the devastating fires in California, exploring not only the spiritual depths of this calamity, but also the stark contrast of socio-economic inequality, all seasoned with a dark humor that only love and spirituality can soften.
Ah, the California fires, a cosmic test of purification and learning. It's fascinating to see how, in this sea of flames, the rich see their insurance as life jackets, while the less fortunate are forced to swim without one. It's as if fate was saying, "Oh, you have money, huh? Let's see how it helps you buy happiness amidst ashes." But let's remember, true spiritual wealth is not measured by what we accumulate, but by what we give. It's the universe whispering, "Your millions of dollars won't save you from karma, but they can be the salvation of others."
Fire, in its cruel wisdom, teaches us that life is a macabre joke. While the wealthy weep for their multiple residences reduced to ashes, those with less lose their only chance. It's a divine comedy where love is the only ticket out. Imagine Alan, while some mourn their now charred art collections, others find comfort in sharing a simple can of food. It's like saying, "My love for you is worth more than any Picasso in flames." And here's the irony: the rich have more to lose materially, but the poor, in their loss, find a spiritual treasure. Sharing isn't just giving away what we have in excess, it's offering our essence, our humanity.
His laugh, like the crackling of fire, carries an irony full of hope. And in this apocalyptic scenario, intention becomes our only weapon against despair. While some see in the fires the loss of their real estate investments, we see an opportunity to invest in humanity. It's as if nature were playing a cruel prank. Thought you were untouchable, did you? Now, let's see how you rebuild your life with just your intention and a handful of ashes. In this cosmic game of Monopoly, we've all lost our properties, but we've gained life lessons. Collective intention can be the wind that blows over the ashes, not just to rebuild the physical, but to be reborn spiritually.
Certainly, Wayne. This game of fate reveals inequality in its most naked form. The rich have the opportunity to buy their way to spiritual redemption, while the poor are already on this path, with no shortcuts to purchase. It's as if the universe was saying, "Here's your final test. How will you use your resources to ascend spiritually?"
And in the midst of this tragedy, love becomes our life raft. While some worry about the market value of their homes, others find value in every act of kindness. Isn't it ironic? In the market of spirituality, love is the strongest currency, and the poor, often, are the richest. It's a cosmic joke. You lost your house, but you gained in humanity. A reminder that what really matters doesn't burn.
Speaking of humanity, friends, these fires remind us that our intention is more powerful than any fire extinguisher. While some mourn their lifestyle, we can laugh with dark humor, knowing that the real reconstruction is that of the spirit. It's as if life were telling us, your mansion burned down, but your soul can be reborn. So, while some worry about the cost of material reconstruction, we focus on the price of empathy, which is always free, but invaluable.
This dialogue among these spiritual masters not only delves into spiritual teachings in the context of natural disasters, but also, with biting dark humor, illuminates social and economic disparity. It invites reflection that is both serious and humorous on how we face and overcome adversities, reminding us that in tragedy, love and intention are our most powerful tools, and sometimes the most comical ones. Through this conversation, the light of spirituality interweaves with the shadows of socioeconomic reality, offering a holistic and dynamic view of human resilience.
In exploring California's wildfires, we find ourselves at the intersection of physical devastation, social inequality, ecological regeneration, and spirituality. This development aims to offer a holistic view that integrates the teachings of the Psalms, Allan Kardec, Chico Xavier, and Wayne Dyer with the post-fire socioeconomic reality, examining how these events can be seen and managed from a perspective that spans from spirituality to social justice. We now broaden our view to examine how the regeneration process is experienced from the perspective of different social classes, delving into the inequality dynamics that emerge in Reconstruction and how spiritual teachings can guide an inclusive and equitable response. The Psalms provide us with a vision of a God who does not discriminate, offering his refuge and strength to all equally. In Psalm 46, verses 1-3, we are reminded that everyone can find divine comfort. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way. This passage invites us to reflect on how the devastation of fire, which does not distinguish between rich and poor, can be an opportunity to equalize our human responses, promoting inclusive rebuilding. Inspirational reflection. The devastation caused by wildfires equalizes us before nature, offering a chance to level social differences. How can we leverage this situation to foster a collective response that encompasses everyone without distinction? Psalm 23, verse 4, provides universal comfort, reminding us that spiritual value does not lie in material wealth. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Practical example. Affected communities coming together to pray and support each other after destruction reflect the strength that arises from unity and faith, not material possession. Allan Kardec teaches us that trials, like wildfires, are universal learning opportunities. In the Book of Spirits, it is stated, God allows seemingly bad things to happen so that good can come from them. This invites us to view wildfires as a collective trial, a moment to reconsider our priorities towards greater solidarity and environmental responsibility. Application to wildfires. From this perspective, wildfires are an opportunity for the more privileged to extend their help beyond the material, strengthening the community through love and solidarity, in line with Kardec's teachings on spiritual growth. Chico Xavier reminds us that in times of crisis, love is our most valuable currency. His quote, "Although no one can go back and make a new beginning, anyone can start now and make a new ending," motivates us to act with love and unity. The wealthy have the opportunity to invest not only in rebuilding their properties but in collective well-being, using their resources to build a more equitable future, thus reflecting the love that Xavier advocated. Wayne Dyer teaches us that our intention can transform our reality, both personal and collective. His message, "If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change," encourages us to see tragedy as an opportunity for positive change. Initiatives where wealthy families not only rebuild, but also dedicate themselves to educating and training affected communities, fostering collective resilience, and applying Dyer's intention towards significant social change. Natural regeneration post-wildfire teaches about equality. Seeds sprout in burnt soil regardless of wealth or status. Nature offers us a lesson in equality through its rebirth. Can we, as a society, learn to do the same, ensuring that social regeneration is equally inclusive? Post-fire reconstruction is not just physical. It's an opportunity for social justice, where everyone participates in and benefits from recovery. Collaborative reforestation and reconstruction projects where rich and poor work together, creating green spaces and sustainable housing for all, reflect the teaching that we are all in this together. Education in prevention and sustainability should be accessible to all, not a privilege of the wealthy. Educating is sowing hope and future. Inspired by Dyer, we must change our perspective to see education as a common good, essential for resilience and equity.
All right, let's talk about wildfires, baby. Not the ooh pretty flames kind, the kind that turns your entire neighborhood into a pile of ash. Now you might think, fire is fire, it burns everyone the same. And you'd be wrong. Dead wrong. Because when it comes to wildfires, your zip code is your fire insurance. See, on one side of the tracks, we've got the McMansions with their fancy sprinkler systems and fire-resistant landscaping. They've got the resources to evacuate, rebuild, and even sue Mother Nature herself if they feel like it. On the other side, well, it's a different story. We're talking about folks living paycheck to paycheck in homes that wouldn't survive a stiff breeze, let alone an inferno. Think about it. When your biggest concern is putting food on the table, fire-resistant siding isn't exactly a top priority. And forget about evacuation plans. When your job doesn't offer paid leave, fleeing a fire means risking your livelihood. For these folks, a wildfire isn't just a disaster. It's a financial and emotional gut punch they can't afford. And here's the kicker. This isn't just bad luck, it's a system rigged against the most vulnerable. It's about time we faced the heat and did something about it. Now some might say, hey, if those folks lived in safer areas, they wouldn't have to worry about fires. And to that, I say bullshit. First of all, safer areas often translate to expensive areas, which are about as accessible to low-income families as a private Beyoncé concert on the moon. Second, even when these communities are in fire-prone areas, they often get the short end of the stick when it comes to hazard mitigation. Think about it. Who do you think has more political clout to demand better fire services, forest management, and stricter building codes? The folks sipping Chardonnay on their redwood decks or the families struggling to make rent in their aging trailers? It's like this. Imagine a town with a leaky roof. The wealthy residents get to live on the top floor with fancy buckets to catch the drips. Meanwhile, the low-income folks are stuck in the basement left to deal with the flooding. Is it their fault for living in the basement, or is it the system that put them there, and then ignored their pleas for help? So, before you go blaming the victims, ask yourself, are we really talking about individual choices, or are we talking about a system that consistently fails to protect its most vulnerable members? And here's the real kicker, folks. Sometimes those less desirable, more affordable areas, they weren't always that way. Take Paradise, California. Remember that little town the campfire turned into a smoldering crater? Well, before the fire, it was actually a pretty desirable place to live. Beautiful scenery, tight-knit community, affordable housing. But after the fire, forget about it. Property values plummeted, insurance companies became as elusive as Bigfoot, and rebuilding became a luxury only the wealthy could afford. It's like the wildfire drew a giant red line on the map and said, from now on, only the rich get to live in paradise. And it's not just paradise. This pattern repeats itself across the country. Wildfires devastate a community, the wealthy rebuild, and the poor are priced out. It's a vicious cycle of displacement and inequality that leaves entire communities reeling. Now I know what you're thinking. John, you beautiful, eloquent bastard, you're breaking my heart here. Give me some hope. And I hear you. But before we get to the solutions, we need to talk about the human cost of this whole mess. Because it's easy to get lost in the numbers. Acres burned, homes destroyed, dollars lost. But behind each statistic is a human story. A family who lost everything they worked for. A child traumatized by the experience. A community ripped apart. For the wealthy, a wildfire might mean a temporary inconvenience, a chance to upgrade their summer home, but for working families it can mean losing their jobs, their homes, their sense of security. It means kids being uprooted from their schools, families struggling to find affordable housing, and communities grappling with the long-term health impacts of smoke inhalation. And here's the thing. The trauma doesn't just disappear when the flames die down. It lingers, it festers, and it disproportionately impacts those who were already struggling.
Resources for reconstruction. Wealthy families have immediate access to funds that facilitate not only quick, but often enhanced reconstruction. This access allows them not only to rebuild their homes, but also to incorporate green technologies and sustainable materials, turning tragedy into an opportunity to renew with a superior ecological focus. Inspired by the Psalms, specifically Psalm 126 verses 5-6, these families can interpret reconstruction as a way of sowing in joy after having sown in tears, using their resources to forge an environment more in harmony with nature, thus reflecting equality in the eyes of God, and the opportunity to contribute to ecological and social regeneration. With the ability to hire the best architects, engineers, and landscapers, they not only restore what was lost, but also plan for future prevention, creating landscapes more resistant to fire. This act of foresight can be seen as a practical application of Allan Kardec's teachings, where the trial of fire leads to personal and community evolution, taking environmental responsibility more seriously. Following Kardec, this reconstruction process becomes a trial that not only restores the material, but also fosters spiritual growth, where responsibility towards the planet deepens, aligning with the idea that good can arise from adverse situations. Beyond economic resources, These families have support networks that speed up bureaucratic processes, ensure donations for ecological causes, and organize fundraising events. This sharing of resources and knowledge reflects the teachings of Chico Xavier, where love and unity in adversity manifest for the common good, contributing to collective healing. Community reconstruction. For low-income individuals, regeneration largely depends on community solidarity. Neighbors and NGOs come together to rebuild homes, strengthening social bonds and community resilience, an act that resonates with the Psalms' message that God is close to the brokenhearted, offering comfort and a deeper connection to the divine through mutual aid. Psalm 34 verse 18 reminds us that in vulnerability, we find a deeper spiritual connection, and in community reconstruction, this teaching is lived to the fullest, demonstrating that hope and strength come from unity and faith, not from wealth. Reconstruction for these communities is slower due to lack of funds, and often done with less resistant or sustainable materials. Governmental aid, when it arrives, can be insufficient or delayed, reflecting inequality in the post-fire institutional response. For these people, wildfires represent a trial that invites reflection on human spirit resilience, aligning with Kardec's idea that trials lead to spiritual learning and evolution, though the path is more arduous. With less access to education about fire prevention, wildfires can act as catalysts for community educational programs, turning tragedy into an opportunity for collective learning and strengthening, following Wayne Dyer's teaching that changing our perspective can transform our reality. Through the intention to learn and strengthen, as suggested by Dyer, low-income communities can see adversity as an opportunity for social transformation, focusing on prevention and preparation for future disasters. Collaborative initiatives. In the union of efforts, projects where wealthy families and low-income individuals collaborate are essential. These include reforestation programs, sustainable housing construction, and the creation of community spaces, benefiting everyone and reflecting the teaching of equality before God and nature, where collaboration is an act of love and faith, resonating with Chico Xavier's words about unity in adversity. This joint work is not only practical, but spiritual, demonstrating that we are all in this together, as taught by spirituality. Wealthy families can sponsor educational and training programs, empowering less privileged communities with knowledge on sustainability, fire prevention, and ecological reconstruction, thus applying the power of Wayne Dyer's intention to transform collective consciousness towards greater resilience and equity. This holistic development guides us to understand wildfires not just as events of devastation, but as opportunities for ecological regeneration, spiritual reflection, social action, and the unity of social classes in reconstruction. From a spiritual perspective, these events invite us all, regardless of our economic situation, to participate in the healing of the earth and our society, promoting a rebirth where equality, love, intention, and justice are fundamental.
My children, I have seen how my forests turn to ashes, but also how new life springs from those ashes. Fires are my way of reminding you of impermanence and the possibility of rebirth. What will you learn from this trial?
Mother Nature, your cycle teaches us that, as you've said, everything has a purpose. The fires, from our spiritual perspective, are tests that push us to evolve. Humanity must see in this devastation an opportunity to grow in consciousness and responsibility towards you.
And in this growth, Mother, love is our guide. Not only love for you, but love among us. Social differences fade before your might. It's time for the wealthy and the less fortunate to unite, not just to rebuild, but to build a more just and loving world.
And this is where our intention comes in, Mother Nature. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. We can choose to see these fires not as the end, but as a new beginning, a rebirth for all of us, where our collective intention can heal you and heal us.
Then, my dear masters, how will you guide humanity on this path of regeneration?
Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to a journey of transformation and hope. We are thrilled to have you here, joining us in this collective mission to make the world a better place. Your presence means the world to us, and together, we can create a ripple effect of positive change. Today, I invite you to be the change the world needs. Imagine the impact we can make if each one of us takes a small step towards a greener, more sustainable future. Whether it's planting a tree, reducing waste, or supporting local initiatives, every action counts. Reflect on your role in this sacred rebirth. Take a moment to connect with nature, to find peace and clarity in the beauty that surrounds us. It's in these quiet moments that we find the strength and inspiration to make a difference. Let's not just plant trees, but also sow seeds of hope, love, and equity. Together, we can cultivate a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Our actions today will shape the future for generations to come. Imagine a future where each of us rises from the ashes with a new light, a world where we overcome challenges and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more united than ever before. This is the vision we are working towards, a world where solidarity and social justice flourish alongside nature, where we stand together, hand in hand, to fight for equality and protect our planet. This is the future we believe in, and we need your help to make it a reality. If this message resonates with your heart, join our community of light and transformation. Together, we can create a network of support and encouragement where every individual is empowered to make a difference. Subscribe to be part of this movement that turns devastation into rebirth. By subscribing, you become a vital part of our mission, staying informed and engaged with our latest initiatives and projects. And don't forget to activate the bell to stay always connected with our initiatives of love and regeneration. This way, you'll never miss an update or opportunity to get involved. Together, we can be the force that turns darkness into hope, pain into healing, and fire into a bright light that guides everyone towards a more just and sustainable tomorrow. Our collective efforts can illuminate the path forward. Act today, pray for the earth, meditate on the changes you wish to see, and take concrete steps to bring them to life. Every prayer, every action brings us closer to our goal. Extend your hand with love to those who need it most. Compassion and kindness are the cornerstones of our movement. By helping others, we create a community built on trust and mutual respect. And choose to be part of this divine rebirth, where every action becomes a beacon of hope. Let your light shine brightly, guiding others towards a future filled with promise and possibility. Subscribe now to stay connected with our initiatives. Your support helps us continue our work and reach more people with our message of hope and transformation. And remember, every click, every share, brings us one step closer to a world reborn. Your engagement amplifies our message and inspires others to join our cause. Thank you for being here. Your presence and support mean everything to us. Together, we can achieve great things. Let's make a difference, one action at a time. Every small effort contributes to a larger movement of positive change. Together, we can light the way. Our collective actions can create a brighter, more sustainable future for all. Stay inspired, stay connected, and let's create a brighter future for all. Our journey is just beginning, and we are so grateful to have you with us. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Stay updated and be part of our growing community. Join us today and be part of this movement. Together, we can achieve incredible things. Your journey of transformation starts now. Embrace the path ahead with an open heart and a determined spirit. See you in the next video. We can't wait to continue this journey with you. Let's be the change we wish to see. Together, we can create a world filled with love, hope, and endless possibilities. Much love and light to all of you. Your support and dedication inspire us every day. Subscribe now and let's turn devastation into rebirth. Together, we can make a lasting impact.